Good afternoon. I'm Ann, and I'm here at the Woodlands Yoga Studio. I welcome everybody for a basics level class. It's been interesting to me it really is true, all these jokes that you read and everything. I feel like I have had my calendar opened on April for like 475 days. And it's just so on and on and on and never ending. And I really was thinking that right now, what this feels like to me is that same kind of feeling that you have and I'm a native Texan, I've been here all my life, the feeling that you have with the dog days of summer when it's just dragging down and you're waiting for the nicer weather to kind of start up a little bit, and of course in Texas here in Houston, that's but anyway, that's what this feels like to me. And it's not even summer yet. So I just can't even imagine what it's going to feel like when summer really does get here and we're all really dragging. And like right now, the weather truly has been beautiful, but before long, it's going to be too hot to go outside, even if most people want to. So I don't know, we're just, this whole thing, it's a new kind of normal, and all we can do is just go with it. But anyway, so we're going to just do some yoga today. I'm not going anywhere at all with that. It was just a thought that I had. So thank you guys for being here. If I can get you to sit up nice and tall, please, and close your eyes and go to your breath. On an inhale, take your shoulders up to your ears and scrunch them up. And on an exhale, release and take your shoulders down as far away from your ears as you can. And then inhale them up again. And exhale, release them. Do that twice more with your breath. Inhaling up and exhaling down. From a neutral position, take an inhale. And on the exhale, lower your chin to your chest and squeeze your shoulder blades on your back. And then from here, so keep your head bowing forward, but you're going to just turn your head and look to the left, but your shoulders are staying back. And then just kind of swing your head back through the center with your chin on your chest, and then turn your head and look to the right. And do that a couple of more times, breathing each way. Take your neck as far as it can, but keep your shoulders locked into place. And then the next time, release your head to back to a neutral position when you're in the center. And now take an inhale. And on the exhale, drop your fingers on the floor behind you with your fingertips pointing away from you, and take your head back and open up your throat and work your jaw. And then release. Bring yourself back up to a neutral position. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, allow your left ear to go towards your left shoulder, so you're stretching down the right side of your neck. And just stay with your breath, letting that stretch lengthen. And now take your right fingers and put them out on the floor on the outside of your hip. Push into the floor with your fingers and actively pull your right ear away from your right fingers, so it makes the stretch down the right side of your neck even longer. And now from here, keep that stretch, okay? But you're just going to slightly turn your face up towards the right, like you're looking at the ceiling towards the right. And then allow the head to go back into the stretch.
Nice long right side of the neck, stretching as far, the right ear as far away from the right fingers as you can. And then take your left hand, put it on the side of your head, and use your hand to help your head come back up to a neutral position. And just kind of sit there with your eyes closed. And think of, envision what you feel like the right side of your neck looks like as opposed to the left side. Should feel in your mind's eye to look quite a bit longer. Take an inhale, and on the exhale, take your right ear towards your right shoulder. Take your left hand on the floor, outside your hip, press the left fingers into the earth, and pull your left ear away from your left fingers. And now from here, just kind of turn your head, your face gently, like you're looking up towards the left. And then take the head back, where the right ear is directly over the shoulder. Left fingers are stretching on the floor. Big stretch down the left side of your neck. And then take your right hand, put it on the side of your head, and help your neck back up. And then just pause here for a moment. Both sides of your neck should look equal to you now, or feel equal to you now. And then just go ahead and open your eyes. And I'm going to ask you to come around to all fours on your mat. We're going to turn our hands towards, our fingers towards our knees. Front of our wrists are facing the front of our mat. Okay, so press down fully into your palms. And then just begin to do a little bit of cat-cow, or just wiggling your spine around in whatever way would feel good to you. But you want to feel that deep stretch down the front of your forearms. So come back to the center and pause here. Take an inhale, press your palms into the earth, and on the exhale, start to take your hips back. Just a little bit, and so you're really going to feel that big stretch down the front of your forearms. And then release, come back to a neutral position and shake your arms out a little bit. And then you're going to take your hands on your mat with your fingers facing out to the side. You're going to be on your palms, but your fingers are going to be facing outwards. The inside of your wrists are facing each other. And now from here, you're going to tuck your toes and push back into downward facing dog, so your thumbs are facing forward towards the front of your mat. And on an inhale, come forward into plank pose and pause here. And on your next exhale, take your hips back into downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into plank again, and then while you're in plank, just go ahead and turn your hands forward to where your hands are in the normal position that they're in when you're in plank and dog. Take an inhale and exhale back into downward facing dog. Look up at your hands and press your palms into the earth as you lower your forearms to the earth with your elbows right behind your wrists. So you're in dolphin now. And then lower your knees to the mat together underneath you. Slide your hips back. Press your palms into the earth. Hug your belly into your spine so your back is kind of rounded. And then look up at your hands. Place your forearms down on the mat again. And now bring your hands together in headstand arms. And then tuck your toes and push up into dolphin again, but this time with your palms clasped. And now this time, walk your toes towards your nose. Press your chest towards your knees.
And then release your knees to the earth. Press your palms into the earth. Tuck your toes and push up into downward facing dog. Come up onto the balls of your feet and turn your heels towards the right back corner of your mat and stretch them back there. You can bend your knees just slightly if you'd like, or you can keep your legs straight. You feel a deep stretch down the left underside of your torso. And inhale back through the center with your heels in the air. Turn your heels to the left and stretch back like that. And then draw the heels up in the air. Put the feet back hip distance apart if they're not. Bend your knees and press your elbows out to the side. So your knees are bent and your arms are bent. Okay? And then press into your palms and slowly start to lengthen your spine by straightening your arms. And so your knees are still bent. Your pelvis is flipped back towards or turned back towards the wall behind you. Press deeply into your palms and then start to straighten your legs. Push your thighs back. And inhale. Come forward into plank pose. And exhale. Take it back into downward facing dog. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Just go slow. When you hit the point where your heels come down flat on the floor, that's assuming that they weren't. Then just really slow down, hug your belly into your spine, and feel the back of your hamstrings stretching as you walk your hands back to your feet. And then when you're back here, hug your belly in deeply, let your arms and your head hang, and roll all the way up. And take your arms over your head, and Tadasana. Inhale, reaching for the sky. Grab hold of your left wrist in with your right hand. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, over to the right. Stretch, arch down over the left side of your body. Inhale, back up. Don't let go. Inhale, up again. Get taller, get longer. And exhale, over to the same side again. You can jut your left hip out to the left. Be solid on all four corners of your feet. And then inhale up. Release your hands. Take them behind your back and clasp them. Pressing your palms together and squeezing your shoulder blades together and bow forward. Tabletop position. And then release your arms. Reach them up towards the front of your mat. And inhale. All the way up to standing. Now you're going to grab hold of your right wrist with your left hand. Inhale, stretch up tall. Exhale, over to the left. Inhale up. Don't let go. Stretch up again on an inhale. Exhale over again, same side. And this time you can jut your right hip out a little bit. And then release yourself back up to an upright position. Once again, release your hands, release your arms. Take your hands behind your back and clasp them, squeezing your shoulder blades together. Take an inhale and bow forward. Tabletop. Take an inhale and exhale. Take your chest closer to your thighs. And then just gently release your arms. Let them swing to the earth. Inhale all the way up, taking your arms over your head, Urdhva Sthasana, and Tadasana, hands in Anjali Mudra. Inhale, reaching for the sky. Exhale, diving forward. Place your hands on the mat and walk yourself back up into plank pose. Inhale, and on an exhale, lower your knees to the earth right where they are. Okay, don't try to bring them forward. Roll your upper arms out, squeezing your shoulder blades together. Press into your palms fully and lower about halfway. And then straighten your arms. And exhale. Take your hips back. So this needs to be all about your breath and connecting your breath to these poses. All right, so make your breath long and slow. So inhale forward slowly. The inhale slow. And exhale slowly as you lower about halfway. Inhale slowly as you straighten your arms. And a big exhale as you take your hips back. Inhale forward. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, straighten your arms. And exhale, take your hips back. 2 more. Inhale forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, take hips back. Take your hands off the mat. Take them behind your back and clasp them. Pressing your palms together. Squeezing your shoulder blades together. And then gently release as you take your hands all the way back forward on your mat. Tuck your toes and push your hips up into the air into downward facing dog. Take your right leg in the air. Draw your knee into your chest. And you're going to come forward into 3-legged plank. And then just set your shin down and your knee ought to be kind of underneath your ribs. Turn your back foot down, toes pointing out, and come up, left arm in the air. And now lift your left leg in the air and bring the left toes around in the air like you're going to touch your nose. And then take the leg back and bend the knee. Reach back, grab hold of the ankle. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And then straighten the leg, take the arm back in the air. Bring the leg around forward again. Bend the knee into the chest and reach down and grab hold of your left heel with your left hand and take that leg up in the air and stretch. Push through the heel of the foot. And then bend the knee and start bringing the knee in. Bring the foot in and bring the foot across your right leg and set that shin down on the floor. Put your hands on the floor and you're going to just stretch back. So yeah, you come all the way down. And then place your hands back on your mat. Inhale up. Get your leg out of there. Take the leg back in the air. Tuck the toes. Take the right leg up in the air. 3-legged dog. And downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into plank pose. And exhale, take it back. Downward facing dog. Take your left leg in the air. Draw the knee into the chest and come forward. Set the shin down just wherever is comfortable. Turn the right toes out. Stand on the foot. Reach for the sky with the right arm. And then the right leg will lift in the air. Bring the foot around in front of you like you're going to touch your nose. And then take the leg back in the air behind you. Bend the knee. And reach back and grab hold of the foot. And then release, arm in the air, leg in the air. Bring the right foot around in the air again. Bend the knee, reach down and grab the heel. And then take the leg up in the air, pushing through the right heel. Straight leg. Bend the knee. Bring the foot across your left leg. Go ahead and set the shin down and stretch back. Reaching for the right front corner of your mat. And then just release the hands to the earth. Come on up. Take the knee out. Take that right leg back. Tuck the toes and take the left leg up in the air, 3-legged dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into plank pose. Exhale, take it back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward again. And exhale, lower into the Chaturanga Dandasana of your choice. Use your knees or not. Squeezing your shoulder blades on your back. Inhale into a cobra. Tucking your toes and pushing up into plank. And exhale. Take it back into downward facing dog. Jumper step, top of your mat, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, release. Chest to thighs. Inhale again. And exhale again. Inhale all the way up. And Tadasana. Urdhva. Dive forward, Uttanasana. Place your hands on the mat and step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into plank. Exhale, take it back. Right leg in the air. Draw the knee into the chest again. Go ahead and come on forward. And this time you're going to pause here with the leg hovering. You're in three-legged plank. And now you're going to try to set the knee down, the shin down, closer to between your thumbs. Okay, and don't move your right hand. And now you're going to take the same pose though, except your right knee and your right hand are going to be closer together. Okay, stand on the sole of the back foot, and you're going to take the left arm and the left leg up in the air. So you can come up onto your right fingers, just don't move the hand away from the knee. And then take the left leg in the air again towards your nose. Come around forward. Take the leg back. Bend the knee, grab hold of the foot. Arm in the air, leg in the air. Bring the foot around forward again. Bend the knee, reach down and grab the heel. Stretch the leg. So look down and see where your right hand is on your mat. Go ahead and bend the left knee. Bring that leg across. You're doing the same thing you did before. Okay? Broaden the feet. Sit down between them. And then stretch your arms forward and just stretch your back. And then start to come up. Put that hand right back where it was. Okay? Other hand on the mat. And then go ahead and take your knee out of there. Left leg in the air. Take it back, tuck the toes. Right leg in the air, three-legged dog. And downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into plank. Exhale, take it back. Downward facing dog. Left leg in the air. Knee to the chest. Come on forward into three-legged plank. And then just draw that knee up there. Try to kind of get it between your thumbs and then set the shin down. Stand on the sole of the right foot. Reach for the sky with the right arm. Bring the right leg in the air. And bring the leg around in the air towards your nose and pause. Take the leg back in the air behind you. Bend the knee. And quad stretch and a back bend. Arm in the air, leg in the air. Right leg around towards your nose and pause. And then bend the knee. Reach down and grab hold of the heel. Take the right leg up in the air. And then go ahead, bend the knee. Bring the leg across. Broaden your feet and stretch your hips back. And then release. Put the hands back right up there at the top of your mat. Undo that leg. Take the leg in the air behind you. Tuck the toes back there on the floor. Left leg in the sky, three-legged dog. And downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into plank, and exhale, lower, chaturanga. Inhale into cobra. And exhale, take that downward facing dog. And jumper step to the top of your mat, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, full chest to thighs. And again, inhale. And exhale.
Inhale all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, reaching for the sky. Exhale, dive forward. Place your hands on your mat and step back, downward facing dog. Take the right leg in the air. Draw the knee into the chest. Have a look up there between your thumbs and then get that foot up there all the way. Turning this pose into Parsvakonasana. Right elbow to the right knee and reaching the left arm overhead. And then inhale up into Warrior Two. Squeezing the shoulder blades on the back. Clasp your hands behind your back and bow forward into Humble Warrior. Release the arms in the air and reach them towards the left front corner of your mat. And then you're going to inhale up into Warrior Two. And then come into Warrior Four. And then back into Warrior Two. And so, we're going to windmill our arms around on the earth, okay? Place your hands down and you're going to roll to the outside of both feet. So this means pressing your left toes into the earth, flipping your left heel up in the air, rolling onto the outside of your left foot. And then when you do this, you'll roll onto the outside of your right foot. So now you're turned around facing the other way, okay? And you're on the outside of both feet. Right arm goes to the sky. And then reaching for the front of your mat and lowering your hand to the earth and carefully stepping back into three-legged dog with the right leg in the air and downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into plank pose. Exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. Jumper step to the top of your mat, Ardha Uttanasana, and exhale, release. Inhale all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana, and Tadasana. Hands in Anjali Mudra. So from the top of your mat, inhale, reaching for the sky. Exhale, dive forward. Place your hands and step back. Downward facing dog. Left leg in the sky, three-legged dog. Draw the knee in towards the chest and then step it on through Parsvakonasana. On an inhale, come up into Warrior Two. Clasp your hands behind your back. And on an exhale, bow forward, Humble Warrior. Releasing your arms and reaching them into the center of the room, over towards the right front corner of your mat in the air. And then come back up into Warrior Two. And exhale, Warrior Four. And then back into Warrior Two. And windmill your arms to the floor. Your right heel will come up in the air and you'll roll to the outside of both feet. Left arm in the air. Reaching the left arm towards the front of the room. And then lowering the hand to the earth. Three-legged dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward, plank pose, and exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Jumper step, top of your mat, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, release, full Uttanasana. And do that again, inhale. And exhale. Inhale up. Urdhva Hastasana and Tadasana. So from the top of your mat, reaching for the sky, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, dive forward, Uttanasana. Place the hands on the mat and step back, Adho Mukha Svanasana.
Inhale, come forward into plank pose. And exhale, take it back. Downward facing dog. Right leg in the air. Draw the knee to the nose and step forward. Parsvakonasana again. Elbow to the knee. Top arm up and over. And reach your right arm into the center of the room also. And stretch. And reach forward and draw your right buttock underneath. Okay? And stretch and stretch. And then drop your right fingers to the floor in front of your right arch. Take your left hand behind your back. Grab hold of your right thigh with your left hand. And then take your right arm underneath you and reach in the direction of clasping. Okay? You can grab your shirt if you'd like. You don't have to get that. Take an inhale and slowly begin to straighten the right leg. And then release the right hand to the earth, and you'll just drop your hand in front of your leg for triangle pose. And then reach the left arm into the center of the room, and reach the right arm into the center of the room. Turn your torso towards the earth and pause. And then lower the hands and step back. Three-legged dog, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, take it back. Pause, take a breath in downward facing dog. Left leg in the sky. Draw the knee into the nose. And step the foot on through. Parsvakonasana on the left. So press the left arm into the left knee, okay, and push the knee strongly back towards the wall behind you. And then release the arm from the leg and reaching into the center of the room and begin to lower as you reach and reach and reach. And then drop the left fingers to the floor in front of your arch. Swing the right arm behind your back and grab hold of your left thigh. And then take the left arm up underneath and take a bind. Stacking your right shoulder blade on top of your left. And then release the arms, reach them both into the center of the room. I'm sorry, we're supposed to straighten the leg then. Go back into that bind. And now straighten the leg. Sorry about that. And now gently release. Left hand will be in front of the leg for triangle. And then reaching, right arm, reaching, left arm. Turn the torso towards the earth and just hang there for a second. And then lower the hands and step back. Three-legged dog and downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward, plank pose. Exhale, take it back. Downward facing dog. Jumper step to the top of your mat. And exhale, Uttanasana. And then just roll up your spine again. All the way up, reaching for the sky. And Tadasana, hands in Anjali Mudra. On an inhale, reaching for the sky. On an exhale, lowering the hands to the earth. Jumper step back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, come forward into plank pose. And exhale, you're going to lower all the way to the earth, Chaturanga. All right, you're going to take your right hand, your right forearm parallel to the front of your mat. Bend the left knee, and you're going to reach back and grab hold of the ankle. And you're going to start to bring the left foot down towards the earth. Not towards your butt, but towards the earth. And just get to some place where you're kind of pausing here. Let your quadricep adapt to that stretch. Take an inhale
And on the exhale, push the foot down further. And keep it there. Inhale. And this is the last one. Take the foot down as far as you can. And then gently release the foot. Shake the ankle around. Both forearms on the earth. You can roll your hips back and forth for a second. And then leaving your left arm parallel on the front of your mat. Bend your right foot. Reach back, grab hold. And start to breathe it down. Inhale again. And exhale, bring it down further. Inhale one more time. And exhale, bring it down. Foot towards the earth. And gently, then release. Both arms can come to the earth in front of you. Pause here. Shake it out. All right, and then you're going to lower your chest all the way to the earth. And your palms, or your hands are going to come behind you with your palms face up. Clipping the top of the toes into the earth. Take an inhale and press your palms into the earth and lift your chest. Lifting your shoulder blades up. So you don't need to crank your head to look up. Kind of keep your head in line with your spine. And exhale, release. And then on an inhale, lift up again. Press it into the hands. And this time, lift the feet. And release. Bend your knees. Reach back with your hands and grab hold of your ankles. Make certain that your knees are about hip distance apart. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, everything comes up. Knees, chest. And then slowly release the legs to the earth. Release the arms to the earth. You bring your forearms around in front of your face. And just release. All right, and so now we are going to, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and turn around and face you. Okay. And so from here, we're going to take our right arm underneath our left arm. And so our right arm is reaching towards the left wall. So your arms are in front of you, excuse me. Your arms are in front of you. Right arm reaching towards the left wall. And left arm reaching towards the wall out to your right. And you try to squeeze your, roll your upper back open so your upper back is broad, and you're squeezing in your chest, okay, and your arms are just reaching. Don't let your head drop. And then what you're going to do, I'm assuming you have your left arm in front. I do. At any rate, what you're going to do is bring your arms apart, and then you're going to change sides and bring the other arm in front and take the arms out to the side like this. Your legs can be, if anybody's looking up at me, my legs are up because I'm afraid I'm going to hit the puja table behind me. It doesn't make any difference. Your legs can be down. And then you're going to release, work yourself out of this. Pause, just kind of shake your shoulders out. And then you're going to take your right arm out on the floor to the right and reach the arm out, lay the whole inside of the arm down. And now you're going to press your left fingers into the floor and you're going to roll over to where your torso is open. Your left foot is going to come on the floor behind your right leg, okay? And you want your right arm, your right fingers to be in line with your shoulder, okay? So you want it to be in a straight line. And then slowly you're going to roll towards the center. Go ahead and stretch that left arm out as you go through the middle. And then you're going to roll over to the other side with your right foot on the floor behind your butt. And then release, roll back to center. And place your hands on the mat. You just pause for a second. And then you're going to tuck your toes and push yourself up into plank and back into downward facing dog. Now round your low back, kind of a cat back, and then you're going to start to walk your hands back towards your feet again. Hanging from the spine, hanging from the hips. The spine hanging from the hips. And then just roll up your spine, hugging your belly in all the way. And reaching for the sky, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, hands to chest, Uttanasana. Inhale, reaching for the sky. Exhale, dive forward. Place your hands and walk back forward all the way up into a plank pose. Pause here. Roll your upper arms out, squeeze your shoulder blades on your back, and you're going to lower to the earth again. And you're going to roll over onto your right side. And once again, your right forearm is going to be parallel to the front of your mat. You're going to bend your left knee, bend your left knee. And you're going to reach down and grab the heel, just like you did when we were in the air a while ago, okay? And then you're going to take that leg up, open that leg up to the sky, pushing through the left heel. And then bend the knee, let your hand just kind of slide around the foot. The knee's going to bend and the ankle's going to come in towards your buttock. Okay? So the kneecap will be facing the wall behind you. Squeezing your shoulder blades on your back. And now you're just going to go ahead and kind of roll on over and set that left shin down on the floor. So you're kind of in half Supta Virasana. If you can, go ahead and lie on down. So your left knee is bent, your right leg is straight. The sole of your left foot is right on the outside of that hip, just like it was when we were laying on our belly a couple of minutes ago in this very position. And slowly start to roll back over towards the right, just where you came from. Okay, go ahead and grab hold of the left ankle and start to bend the knee in towards your nose. Let the hand just kind of slide over the foot, and that leg's going to come straight back up in the sky, just how it was. And then you're going to go ahead and start to lower the foot to the earth in front of your face. Okay? In front of your face. And you are going to corral that leg and you're going to roll up into kind of a Hanumanasana. And then slowly keep the foot corralled. You can start to bend the knee, grab hold of the heel, lie back down on your right side, leg up in the air one last time. And then release the hand from the foot and take the leg back behind you and just stretch. Legs behind you, arms in front of you. And then I'm going to ask you guys to just roll over to your other side. All right, and we're going to bend the right knee. Grab hold of the ankle, bring the leg up in the air. And just stretch the hamstring. And then bend the knee. All right, let the hand kind of roll over the foot, and then you're going to roll into half Virasana. So right knee is bent, left leg is straight. And then very slowly, kind of grab hold of that foot so it doesn't get away from you before you start to roll back over onto your left side. Okay, and then go ahead and undo the leg and roll the hand over the foot, back to the heel, and the foot comes over the head. Pause here. Pushing through the right heel so that you're really stretching the hamstring as it is. And now what you have to do, you have to hug in at the midline here. You have to squeeze the inside of your groins together because you don't want to just flop over with the foot in front of you. You want to try to bring the foot towards the front of your mat, okay? And roll into Hanumanasana. And then slowly start to lower towards the earth. Go ahead and grab hold of the right foot and bring the right leg up in the air one last time, pressing through the heel of the foot. And then just slowly release. Leg behind you, both arms in front of you. And then go ahead and roll over onto the earth, facing down. Hands by the side of your chest, tuck your toes, and push yourself into cobra, and then up into plank, and then back into downward facing dog, and pause here and breathe. And then put your feet wide on your mat, and we're going to come into crouching dog. So you bend your knees, flip the floor of your pelvis back to the wall behind you. All right, and then from here, bend into your arms deeply. So your knees are bent, your arms are bent, and then slowly start to push your arms straight, lengthen your spine, your face is relatively close to the earth, and now you're going to start to straighten your legs. And then slowly release, and you're going to walk, jump, step, whatever, towards the top of your mat. Ardha Uttanasana, and exhale, release. And do it again, inhale, and exhale. Inhale all the way up. And, excuse me, into Tadasana. Okay, so for those of you who have access to a wall, we're going to go over and you can do either a handstand or an L shape at the wall. All right, you don't need much space to do it. You don't need to take your mat, just go. All right, and so the L shape, if you're doing a handstand, you just do it, okay? You're doing an L shape at the wall, come down to your hands and knees with the soles of your feet on the wall. And then you're gonna tuck your toes and push yourself into your little short downward facing dog at the wall. And then one foot on the air and then on the wall and then the other. And you come up into your L, and we're just gonna pause here for a moment, squeezing the shoulder blades on the back. Take the leg up in the air. Turn the toes out to the side and take the leg out to the side. Take that leg back up and turn the toes towards the wall and put that leg on the wall. And then the other leg comes up. Turn the toes out. Take the leg out to the side. Take the leg back up in the air. Turn the toes towards the earth. And now bring the leg back to the wall and pause here. Breathe. And then bend the knees and step down off the wall.
And come back to your mat. And then I'm going to ask you to, you know what? If you have a block, that's fine, okay? If you don't, that's okay too. We're gonna do Setu Bandha, and so you can do Setu Bandha on the block if you have it. But like I say, it's not necessary. So I'll show you both ways. So we're going to lie on our backs. So if you have the block, you're going to bend your knees. Your feet are going to be in front of your buttocks. If you have the block, you're going to lift your hips up as high as you can and slide the block underneath you. Okay? If you don't have a block, that's fine too. You just keep your hips up, join your hands together underneath your back. Okay? And here you are in Setu Bandha like this. Either which way, just breathe. And then on an exhale, release. So for, we're going to do that pose again, or for anybody who does a full back bend, a full wheel, this is your time to do that now, okay? Otherwise, just go back up into Setu Bandha, on the block or not. And then on an exhale, release. And settle yourself into the earth momentarily. You're going to take your right leg in the air, straight up. Bring your left ankle across your right knee. And then you're going to reach in and grab hold of your right hamstring. And you're going to start to bring the leg towards you. So you want to do this in the best way to get the, it's a figure 4, you want to get the best stretch that you can in the outside of the left hip. So for me, I get a better stretch if I bend the knee, grab hold of the front of my shin, and then bring the leg in more. So that's just me, okay? You do it the way that's best for you. Take an inhale, bring the leg in a little bit deeper if you can on an exhale. And then just release the right foot to the earth and use the left ankle to pull the right knee over to the left. So the inside of the right leg is going to come towards the earth, so it's a twist. Okay. And your arms can come down to the earth in cactus.
And then slowly release back to the center. Undo your legs, kind of shake that out. And then the left leg will go in the air and the right ankle will go across. You'll grab hold of the back of the left hamstring and start to draw the leg in towards you. And then on an exhale, set the left foot on the floor. Use the right ankle to draw the left leg, or the left knee over to the right. And then release. Come back to the center. And you can just roll your back across the floor for a moment. You can draw your knees into your chest and give them a hug. You can come to happy baby. If there's something else you need to do, you can do that.
And then when you're ready, you can begin to settle yourselves into Shavasana. Take your time. Begin to deepen your breath. begin to move around just slightly. Take your arms over your head and stretch, full body breath. And then with the breath, draw everything towards the center of your body as you roll over to a side and pause there for a moment. Just continuing to stay with your breath. And then go ahead and roll all the way over and press yourself up. Come around to a seated position as we begin class. So I'm here at the studio with my friend Jason. As always, it's just me and Jason. we're like a team now. And we were talking beforehand, and I was thinking, I had a real good friend, and actually one of my teachers, and actually the person who first opened this studio, and her name is Vicki. And one of the things that Vicki used to say, and really taught, because this is a long, long time ago, and she said that to just think about the people around you that you have absolutely no idea what the person next to you on the mat next to you is going through in their life. And so she said it's a real good reason to be kind and to be loving to people, because you just don't know what they're going through, because some people hide stuff really, really well. And why I was thinking of that was because like now with this craziness that we have going on, we kind of do know on a certain level what other people are going through. I mean, on a big level, we know that, I mean, this is weird for everybody. At the very least, it's weird, okay? If not horrible, okay? And then on the other level, we still don't know that, like the people that are right next to us in stores or wherever else, people making decisions on whether or not to open businesses, whether or not to go outside, whether or not to do everything that we just took for granted before. We don't know what all these people are thinking, what they're having to go through. And so I'm thinking back to what Vicki said in that regard, and I think that moving forward here, because things are going to start to change, okay? And there's going to be some big changes in the days, weeks, months to come. And I think it's really important that we remember that to be kind to other people, to be patient with other people, and to just try to remember that other people, I think everybody, I had a teacher that said that one time, unfortunately, everybody's doing the best they can. And I love that, because that's kind of true on some level. And anyway, so we just got to remember that everybody's trying. Everybody's doing the best they can. So I just hope we, as Karen said the other day, we just try to lift each other up, work together and lift each other up. That's about all we got. So thank you guys for joining me here today. I appreciate it. Namaste.